What's going on out there in YouTube land? As you can see, this is a dark video. It is currently 2 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday morning. The wonders of insomnia. And the fact that you don't have a sleeping schedule. You just sleep when you're tired. But this is going to be one of those just talking videos, just sharing my random thoughts over certain subjects that just I think about, and just if I'm sitting here going, about something with 9 billion people in the world, I'm sure I'm not the only one. So with all that being said, for those of you who don't know, I'm an avid WWE fan. Avid WWE fan. And I don't watch it, I just watch it here on YouTube just to keep up with everything. But roughly about 20, 30 minutes ago, maybe an hour ago, I don't fucking know, I was sitting there watching what was going on Monday Night Raw. As far as like promo work and this, that, and the other. And there was, in essence, a character on screen. They just came back. And as the character was out there saying her promo, she said something that you can say it resonated with me. I say it just basically came up and bitch slapped me. And got me to thinking. And one of the first thoughts was, if I'm thinking like this already, then maybe this is something that I need to share henceforth while we're here. 2:44 on the clock. But in the promo, what struck me was, she said, you all don't know success, all you know is failure. And that struck me. That struck me hard. And that caused me to think big time. And as I was sitting here thinking about this, personally speaking, because I mean, let's face it, that's all I can really talk about is me personally. I'm not going to sit here and say that all I've experienced is nothing but failure, because that's an automatic, that's false. But I don't know about you guys, but it just seems, in all fairness, that just like with me, I've noticed that, you sit here and you, like, I personally like to think of myself as one of the nicest and possibly the nicest, realist, and possibly one of the most positive people you can have in your life. To be fair, in my personal life. But When this came across and hit my ear, that you don't know success, you know failure. Now, mind you, I mean, yes, we have to fail in order to learn, gain wisdom, yada, yada, yada. Don't have an issue with that. I understand that. But in theory, you don't really fail unless you give up. So, that's not a big deal. I understand that generalized concept of logic, as I'm sure most of you all out there do as well. But, you know, like me, I was telling somebody this the other day. I forgot who the fuck it was, but like where I currently live, no, you damn fucking right. I want to move as soon as I can. I'm very blessed and thankful and grateful, extremely grateful that I have my place. But the reality of it is, yeah, no, I want to get the fuck out of Dodge. And see, that's an okay opinion to have because that's you being grateful, you showing thanks, but you're also being real. Like, we all have been down the road of jobs that, you know, you're thankful for the job, but you just really don't want to be there anymore. Which is fine. But how many of us actually really know success? And I'm not talking small successes about closing this cycle, closing that cycle, learning this lesson, learning that lesson. We all know that's success. That's every day. We're always learning. Not a big deal. But what about actual, real success? What about, you know, in all fairness, let's face the facts of reality. Being able to have enough money, regardless what the economy is, because I'm sorry, it's proven, if you have a good enough product, you'll make money even in the worst of times. But how many of us, like, you know, I'll be sitting here on YouTube, and I have, truly, and I mean no disrespect by any of this at all, because to each their own, everybody makes the content that they wish to make, and I can respect that. It doesn't mean I have to like it, but I can respect your content and this, that, and the other. But I have seen some of the stupidest, dumbest fucking channels literally have at least 1,000 subs. Now, don't get me wrong, I am very thankful, very blessed for this being my second actual attempt at YouTube in general. But, you know, it just makes you wonder, you know, once again it comes back into, you know, knowing oneself. Have we actually really known success? Because to be honest with you, I think that's a mindset that we all need. Is to actually know success. Understand success. And to be honest with you, I mean, like I was at the library, and was it yesterday? And I actually went onto the channel and edited a couple things and shit like that I caught on to that needed to be done. And I noticed about 100 of the subs that I have, I can see. But how many of us out here that are in essence trying to be the YouTubers, or I'm just gonna say fucking tarot readers online, because unless you have social media, I mean, that's pretty much all that you have, to be honest. So, but see, I don't use social media. I use YouTube. That's my social media. I just don't see any, I don't see any point in it. That's a personal story I might get into one day, but, I just took away all my social media because there was no use in having it. But I want all of us to really think about this. And I want I want everybody to be successful. That's just common law in my head. At least, be successful to where you can sustain life and live a semi-to comfortable life without little to no hiccup and heartache and all that nonsense. That's what we're all striving for, the infamous 10 cups. How the cards right now are sitting at Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Pentacles, both on the bottom of the deck. Just looking at them, it's like some of you are juggling. Yeah, very much so. Some of you are juggling big time. But the wheel with the two people above looking down, it's almost like we've all had a wake-up call. It's, it's like I said in a couple of posts I reply to, and half the time whenever I'm just doing my videos, I'm just waiting on marching orders. Because I'm in this shit just as much as you guys are. 13:33 on the clock. We're all in this. Nobody's immune. It's just the few of us who actually have the balls to actually sit here and do shit. Hold on. I gotta air up my air mattress again because this thing's got fucking holes in it. And I don't have any money for a new one or a bed. Hell, I don't even have money to fucking do shit for my apartment right now. See, that's why I don't edit. I'm not gonna be like everybody else. Everybody else doesn't want to sit there and, I can respect the fact that nobody wants to sit here and air out their hardships and everything else. I can respect that, but come on. I prefer to let you guys see flat out, I'm just as real as you are. There's no lights, camera, 1455 on the clock. There's no lights, camera. There's no fucking filters. There's no, you know, anything. I'm a firm believer that part of being successful is truly being who you are. It doesn't matter what happens. But, I mean, it's just, it's really funny on how you think you understand something, you do the best that you can, but then the oddest, because everybody wants the answer to be right in front of them. Answers are never right in front of you. They're always elsewhere. But I just want you guys to think about that one, because I know I'm going to be thinking about that one myself. Do we actually know what success is, how it feels? Because they always say, you're supposed to act like you have it. How can you act like you have something if you've never had it? If you've never experienced it? I mean, naturally speaking, love. We've already experienced genuine, unconditional love. Whether it be from, childhood, grandparents. Not everybody was a complete, total ass to you. So we've all experienced unconditional love. Just on the level and how often we got it. But just how many of us actually know how to even start to feel successful, how to start to have that successful frame of mind. I mean, I thought I had a successful frame of mind to a point. I'm not going to say that I don't, but when somebody sits here and literally they're just sitting there furthering a storyline in wrestling, okay, fine, but it's more of the point of what they were it was more of the point of what they were doing and what they were saying, to be fair. And just sitting here and thinking about this, because, you can sit there and feel and think about shit that you've already done and dealt with. But how can you feel and think about something that you've never felt before? Just food for thought. Just random thoughts at 2 o'clock in the damn morning. So, but hope it at least makes some of you guys out there think. So, till next time, folks. Namaste.